I would like to start off by saying thank you, Public Allies, for giving me so many opportunities. Through Public Allies, last year, during my first term of service, I had the opportunity to meet and work with an amazing, multi-talented group of allies. And again, this year, a second chance to meet and work with you, another group of passionate leaders and dedicated change makers. So what Public Allies has helped me with the most, or has given me the greatest opportunity for personal growth in, is leadership. Throughout my 2 years of service, I believe there's been a number of ways which my leadership skills were nurtured and developed. One way would be leadership in action. Thinking back to my first year as an ally, when I knew less than nothing and probably still know nothing about the nonprofit world, listening to Sarah and our former program manager, Jamilia, during ally sessions, I was really able to learn and grow just by listening and watching their leadership in action. And all of the former and current allies who possess different styles of leadership, I've been able to learn exactly what leadership means to others and take that knowledge when I ask myself, how do I define leadership? Another part would be leadership training. Throughout Allies, I've been taught specific techniques and strategies regarding leadership, which I've been able to employ in my day-to-day work. Furthermore, I had the opportunity this year to meet a great man named Diamond Harges, who is a champion of asset-based community development and a community activist, who just by spending a few hours of time with has really imparted such a powerful and influential leadership qualities, which I've been really inspired to emulate. These leadership trainings taught me to hone and develop my transactional skills, which leads into this last piece of growth, leadership experience. Public Allies gave me the opportunity to work in the office of a growing nonprofit botanical garden with an extraordinary rich land history last year, and engage with the hundreds of people that the garden hopes to reach. This year, Public Allies gave me the opportunity to work in a Pittsburgh public school at Lincoln Elementary. My year of service spent at Lincoln has been so wonderfully transformative for me that it's really difficult to capture in words. At Lincoln, I felt that I was given the opportunity to find something that I'm good at. At Lincoln, I felt there was an opportunity to make significant and measurable impact working with students. And at Lincoln, I felt that I was given the opportunity to dedicate myself to something greater. Before Public Allies, I was working, but without a goal or a true purpose. However, I believe Public Allies gave me an opportunity to discover myself and perhaps get a little closer to finding whatever may be a true purpose. Thinking back to my first term of service with the partner organization, Pittsburgh Botanic Garden, working primarily in an office setting, I learned a lot about how nonprofit functions from an operational standpoint. On a more personal level, I learned a lot about how uncomfortable an office setting is for me. But fortunately, at the garden, I also had the opportunity to visit 8 area schools and conduct an activity with hundreds of students. More importantly, what I learned was not the experience or knowledge I gained, but it was the amazing feeling I got being inside the schools, interacting with students as they learn. It made me never want to leave. This year's term of service, my partner organization, Homewood Children's Village, gave me the opportunity to pursue that passion in an academic setting. Having no experience working in a school at Lincoln, I learned a lot about the public school system. More importantly, I learned about the tremendous needs of the public school system. I want to tell you a really short story about one second-grade student whose name I will not say, of course. During my first couple of weeks at Lincoln, I did a lot of watching and just listening. One student I noticed was having trouble keeping up with the class or would often need her behavior redirected. At first, I naively thought, well, she's probably just a student with behavioral issues who doesn't want to listen. I was dead wrong. I discovered that this student's literacy level was so deficit that she was unable to keep up with the class because she cannot even read the directions written by the teacher on the chalkboard. That's when I thought to myself, I have the power to do something about this, and took action. This year, one of Lincoln's mottos professed through the school's Positivity Project campaign was, jump in, get stuck, and push through. Discovering a need for literacy training at Lincoln, I created a literacy tutoring system, and over the course of 6 months, conducted a total of 319 individual sessions between 6 students. Each student showed varying levels of progress, but during the last week of school, when the student I told you the story about finally progressed to chapter books, and she read those words right off that page, I will never forget the way she looked at me and smiled. Public Allies has opened a lot of doors for me. What I've talked about here are just a few examples of those doors. Public Allies gave me the opportunity to discover passion, serve youth in a community, and affirm my values, and I thank the organization for that. Over the course of my 2 years of service, I've learned to trust the process, and that each and every person in this room is here to help one another through it. Thank you. That's all.